Consistency is the key to success.
Changing the world through health and wellness.
Small change is great change.
Exercise is hard work. Hey, and good morning, and welcome to another beautiful Sunday Fit Over 50. Hey, I'm your boy Tony Hill, and my partner Doug Jeffrey.
Morning, all.
Happy Sunday. Beautiful. Used to be rainy, now probably muggy or sunny. California, right, Doug?
California, now 70, 72 degrees. It's beautiful. And real quick, the normal rainfall here is 9 inches within the season, 33 inches. So hopefully
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. I mean, it's like in Vegas, today is like it's going to be around 70. Tomorrow's going to be around 80. So we're getting ready for the summer, man. You know, it's like it's been really good, man. You know, and Doug, I'm gonna tell you, man. Can I say something, man? I miss you.
Tell me whatever you want, buddy.
I miss you, Doug.
I miss you too, man. We were just, as I said, I had a ball out there visiting you with your class. And I admire Tony so much. He is somebody that's dedicated his life to the health, health and fitness. And when I was in his class, the Fit Over 50 class from EOS, right? Tony?
Right.
So the people, I mean, they just adore him. There was a young lady in a wheelchair that Tony was telling me prior to coming to the class, she couldn't even get up and down, and she's doing everything.
And so, that lady?
God bless you, man.
Yeah, that lady's doing like 25 of those chair ups from her wheelchair.
That's amazing.
No, yeah. But Doug, hey, today is going to be before we get into, like I say, the sauce of the show today. I'm really excited. We have as a special guest Jeff Weber. I'm going to let him tell you who he is because his accolades are just.
It's so long.
We'll be here for like 20 years.
So real quick, so Jeff, you're out there. So two Grammys and 7 nominations.
Yeah.
So I'd love to talk to him about that. So when did they come?
Yeah. We got nominated. This is gonna be.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
Right? And a special shout out to our sponsors. 41 Sets. TK Fit Inc. and Touche Fitness, which Touche Fitness Fit Over 50 can be found in EOS Fitness Clubs. They have approximately 70 nationwide. So a special shout out to our sponsors. Well, without further ado, what do you think, Doug? We should bring
Mr. Jeffrey
Weber. All right. Hey, what's up,
well, I've been pounding at the door. Finally, the door opens. And I
What's going on, brother? How you been, man? It's been, I've been knowing an audience out there. I've been knowing this man for a long time, well over 20 years. And every time, I first came up, I think Ebony and Ivory was written after us, huh?
He's only known me ever since my hair was black and didn't come off at night.
I can relate to that too. It's like you realize that, it's graying. Then wait a minute, I was counting them actually.
Are you kidding me, man? Us guys, man, and we're gonna have some women on the show, you guys. So it's okay. Because we taking over, man. We're taking over. Well, Jeff, how you feeling today, brother?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. It's great to see you both. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very honored to be a part of this nonsense, and it's a very high compliment, I must say. I love explaining about what we're doing, about what I do, and how we take care of ourselves in order to be able to get up every morning and do it.
Yeah, and Jeff, hey guys out there, Doug, man, Jeff, the ultimate. I don't know. I call him a junk food junkie, but he just loves food. Jeff loves food. And when he told me that he's kind of transitioning, right, in a good way, we had to have him on the show because it's Fit Over 50. Now, Jeff's, if I may, he's older than both of us, Doug. So, so Doug, we must pay our
Yes,
respect,
we must honor
and listen to the Jedi Master
the
today.
Jedi Master. Let me keep going.
Audience out there, Jeff also he is an amazing music producer, Grammys. Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then so we can know who you are.
I have a love for music, and I've been a music producer and a live festival and concert producer for many years, 45 years actually. And I've done about 200 records. I have, multiple Grammy nominations, and we've won a couple of Grammys. And I do festivals and, all sorts of things. Currently, we're working on a few festivals for next year. I have international clients that we're working on recordings for. Currently producing a musical, which is amazing. And the way that I operate my career really simply is if I know that I have no connections, no history, no knowledge, no contacts, I think I'm perfectly qualified to do it.
Well said, touche.
Touche.
That's touche.
Because the way that most people operate is they wait for the phone to ring for someone to tell them they can do something. Well, as you know, there's two ways of going through life. You either wait for the phone call or you make the phone call.
Right.
And if it isn't brain surgery, I think I can make the phone call.
Right.
And obviously we get turned down a lot. But the mindset is the most important part of this. Because if your mindset says, oh, sorry, it's your loss, not mine.
Right.
And if you know that validation comes from within, you don't need anybody else to tell you that you're really great. You can do it yourself. I think it's
Hey, man, that's Doug. You got any questions for him?
Well, yeah, that's well said. And once again, thank you, Jeff, for coming on. This platform is all about sharing and giving back, and we want to advise and edify and transmogrify. And you pretty much said it. You have to believe in yourself, and we talk about this all the time, Tony.
Yeah.
Once you're complete and whole, you don't need validation from anybody. So for somebody out there that's thinking about having getting involved in the music industry, what would you say to somebody that's just starting out?
I would say, number one, don't give up.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the music business has a wonderful amount of people that we call haters. For some reason, they feel that if they criticize what you're doing, it makes them look and feel better, which is ridiculous. So, I was working with an artist, and she, first-time artist, and she was a lovely singer from Australia, and she postponed the record for 90 days because she was so fearful that people wouldn't like the record. And we finally started talking about it. And she said, I'm really nervous because I think that a lot of people won't like the record. So basically, to make her feel better, I said, of course, they're not going to like the record. At least 50% of the people aren't going to like the record. But if 50% of the people love the record, you can retire tomorrow. We can't even elect the president with 50% of the vote. So just know that people have different tastes. They have different influences. You're a product of your environment. So knowing all this and knowing that you believe in you, what does it matter?
Wow. That's
deep. Well said.
That's deep, because that segues into actually the nucleus of what we're doing, Jeff, is fit over 50, but we switch that around to fit to 50, because the people, hopefully they may make it or they may not, so that when we have guests like yourself, because I know that you've had some situations with your health and things like that, because this is very stressful. What you do is very stressful, but you love what you do. But when you shared with me that you actually are working on yourself a little bit, I always tell people like this: in your own time, it happens. Too many people trying to grab quick answers.
Let me tell you what happened to me. I mean, and this is, Tony is been kind of like the shoulder mentor,
Yeah.
And I'm on the other shoulder going, what? Anyway,
He's good at that too, actually.
So basically, I love really, really fine food, really gourmet food, and I love really, really great crap food. Okay. A great pizza or a great hot dog or,
Right.
but I noticed that I wasn't able to go upstairs. I was out of breath. I didn't have the strength. My New Year's resolution was that if it rained, my feet would get wet. Because, this was going out so far, it was like an umbrella over my legs. So I wanted to,
That's a great visual.
I got the visual.
My feet are gonna get wet.
Right? So if it gets, if it's rain and your feet get wet, that means, oh my God, you're in good shape.
Right, exactly. But if you're raining and your feet don't get
I'm
wet.
gonna remember that actually. I like that.
So, and my wife, who is an extraordinary health conscious Pilates teacher, yoga instructor, all of these wonderful things, gives me the stink eye every time I order something that is unhealthy. So you can imagine how many stink eyes per day I get. Anyway, so she advised me that portion control is one part of it. Eating on a regular basis. You don't have to eat, you could eat smaller portions, but on a regular basis. And so I kind of developed my own gauge of whether or not I'm fit. And that involves being able to stand on one foot for 5 seconds.
Okay.
Balance.
Okay.
Be able to get up off the ground, so have a little bit of a strength. And, just to right now, I can only do one of those things, by the way.
Hey, you got to start somewhere, my brother.
And so I've been going to the gym on a regular, irregular basis and pretend. And, I do what I can do for my age. I'm 71. So it's, and I tend to try to do things. Look, I'm not that great at the diet thing, I mean,
right.
I mean, look, if you have one ice blended mocha at one of those coffee places, you've blown your diet for the next 14 years. Well, I've got plenty of those, but I realize how important it is. And I should have realized this, 20 years ago, but I did, it is true. Health is wealth. And again, you just have to be in touch with your body, which I'm kind of slowly, surely, but as I say to everybody, from the neck up, I'm 12, and from the neck down, well, we're not talking.
That's great. And Jeff, we talk about all this all the time. You pretty much are what you eat. And, we're all unique to our DNA. Like there's, no snowflake that's the same. So the awareness, and I'll emphasize that again, the awareness is so important for the individual. And I love those little, and God bless you, 71 years old. To be healthy, have that young brain, that is a gift. That's what those years are meant to be. And those little gauges that you gave yourself, I think are priceless. The mentality is if you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
And those little things, and we don't have to be perfect. So are you a gourmet or a gourmand?
Yes.
You're both, actually. Right? You are both.
You Jeff go, yeah, I'm both of them.
Yeah.
What's a gourmand? What's a gourmand?
A pig.
A gourmand. Go ahead, Jeff. Tell
me
what a gourmand is.
Yeah, a pig.
I didn't know that.
That's exactly it. I'm that way too. I have one day a week where I go crazy. Man, Girl Scout cookies were just out.
Oh.
I went through every 3/4 of every box. But one day.
You're my type of guy.
Hey, no, Jeff, I bought 3 cases. What you talking about?
Oh.
Yeah, and they last me till next year. I give most of them away. You know what I mean?
But sure you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you, man. I got you. Because we got NAM to do. I got you, Jeff. I got you.
But we talk about really being aware of that diet, and every once in a while, it is okay.
Yeah.
But it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And it's the awareness.
Yeah.
You have to be aware of who you are. And once we said, if you're happy and whole inside, man, you're gonna have so much more to offer to your loved ones, your friends, your career. You become an inspiration.
Exactly.
I love the ability to actually stand up. You know,
Well, I mean, but Jeff, what you just said though makes so much sense because see, fortunately, we will get there. We will get there, Doug, you and me. But Jeff,
I hope so.
in his 70s, you know. See, we want to get there and to be able to talk, right? So, you know, it's really interesting because scientifically, we're talking a 70-year-old person, right? A 70-year-old person, for example, should be putting in at least 150 minutes a week. That breaks down to 30 minutes, 5 days a week of exercise. When you're 70 years old, you have to think about your joints. Some 70-year-olds have injuries and things like that they went through. But for a 70-year-old, we're talking walking, brisk walking. We're talking flexibility exercises to strengthen the muscle tendons.
Stretching.
We're talking just sitting on a recumbent bike and just watching TV and getting that heart pumping. Because at 70 years of age, anything you do that resembles exercise, which is a movement that's not normal, basically at 70, it actually prolongs your life. And it's really, people say that, ask the question, can a 70-year-old person that starts late kind of get in shape? Statistically or scientifically, yes, they can. They just have to keep at the wheel. But one of the things that Jeff said was being your own man and making your own decision, because people all the time telling you what to eat and what not to eat, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? I'm 70, doggone it. And, it's like some men, man, they take a shot of whiskey and, before they go to bed every night, and they like 95 and 100. You know what I mean?
That's
Because people fail to understand it's not really the exercise, which is only 5 minutes, but it's actually the quality of life you're living, and that's basically what I surmised that what Jeff was talking about. And knowing him as long as I have, I mean, Jeff has been the same way. That's why he keeps friends forever. Well, and they're really friends because you know who he is. And that's the value. Yeah.
I really do believe that music is the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
It's a youth-based business. And, you hear people say, oh, my parents hate the music that I listen to. I don't hate the music that my kids listen to. I remember that my youngest daughter at one point very early on came up and said, Dad, I just heard this new artist, Ariel Grande. I wonder if you could go and get me her CD. And I just said, so why don't you just take mine?
Huh.
What?
Yes, that's what she did. She went, wait, what? And, so the idea of being open to things, understanding that, hey, nobody is perfect. And I am the poster child for the imperfect body. I usually say that I'm the before. When I stand next to my wife, she's the after. But, I noticed that my biological clock gets me up at around 2 or 3 every day. And generally I turn over and go to sleep, but now I don't. I get up, I get dressed, and I look at a couple things to see how far behind I am on work. And then I go to the gym 4 days a week for about 60 or 90 minutes. And
wow.
And
you listen to music too, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't listen to music during the gym. They have music, but I don't like to wear things in my ears during the gym, because if I perspire, I'm perspiring on all that stuff.
Right.
I don't want to do that. And to be honest, I think at this point, it's more maintenance than anything else. I mean, you guys.
Well, yeah, it really is. It really is. But the most important thing, though, and this is no matter how old you are, doesn't matter. Listening to music literally can reduce anxiety. It can lower your blood pressure and pain, as well as improve your quality of sleep, your mood, your mental alertness, and your memory. This is just music going in your head. That's how powerful it is.
I listen to music all day, all the time, and which means I probably should live until 300.
Well, it'll be nice. It'll be nice though if we listen to more music. We won't. We were having to worry about that umbrella.
Right. You know.
Yeah, but it's
Hey, you say, hey, you don't have to exercise. Hold up, put this song on.
But it's fascinating. We all, we talked about, eating and, obviously exercising, but what you actually allow in your brain from the people you're around to what you watch, what you listen to, really is that's the food of thought, so to speak.
Exactly. It really is.
The music is like laughter. It's the only real prescription to life that works 100% of the time, 24/7.
Yeah.
Just like laughter.
Yeah. And, if you look at music too, music is so powerful health-wise because every genre of music has a different listener. Rock and roll, punk,
of course.
Heavy metal, jazz, and they all look differently.
It's all really interesting because unlike anything else I can think of, you can listen to the same song if you love it 1,000 times in a row and not be burned out. Can't do that with movies, can't do that with eating, can't do that with anything. And the reason for that, and I've thought about this a lot, is because, and that gets you going, and that's what music, and that's what Touche Fitness, and all of that stuff that we've been talking about for a long time. But the reason we relate to specific songs and not to other songs, let's say, for example, some people may love rap and hip hop and rock, but don't really like opera.
Right.
I think it's about rhythm. I think that we do everything in rhythm. We talk in rhythm. We walk in rhythm. We do everything in rhythm. As a matter of fact, when my parents were alive, having sex was called the rhythm method. And so, believe me, it was. And so
good exercise too, by the way. So,
right?
So what kind of music is that?
Well, when you like something, you know it almost instantaneously, and it meshes with the rhythm of your body.
Wow.
And so those rhythms, and again, if you just think back on when you listen to a song, immediately if you like it or not. Immediately. You don't think about it. Your body tells you, if you start moving in any way, shape, or form, that song has meshed rhythmically with what your body is happening rhythmically. So those are the type of things that I love. I love that, where we don't have to ask people whether you really like it and start thinking about it. Your body tells you instantly. And you form an allegiance to the types of music that feed that rhythm. Like if you love rock, you're going to love more rock. If you love rap and hip hop, you're going to love more of that. If you love jazz, you're going to feel more of that. But if your body doesn't connect with the rhythm of a specific genre of music, it will not reject it, but it won't accept it. Okay. How do you know that you don't accept it? Because you don't pay attention. You start to drift. So if you're listening to kind of a symphonic ballet and your wife loves it and you're listening to it and all of a sudden you're thinking about what's for dinner, that's not your jam. I mean, that's and believe it or not, that's how that we relate to a song in only two ways: rhythm and a shared lyrical experience. That breakup song was my breakup song. Oh, that truck song's my truck. I have that same truck, or whatever it is, depending upon the genre. But those are the only two ways we relate to a song. So and for me, it was all about the rhythm. I wasn't really, when I was growing up, I didn't really, believe it or not, this may be sacrilegious, but I didn't really understand or care for the Beatles or the Stones or any of that stuff.
Right.
But ask me about Booker T and the MGs. Ask me about Stax and Volt and Motown and the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. I'm right there with you.
Right.
It was rhythm based.
Right.
And that spoke to me.
Right. I see.
So, Jeff, so when you were younger, did you know that was this a conscious decision to get involved in music, or did it just by happenstance and you're like, that's what I'm doing?
Okay, so here's how that worked. My father was a prominent attorney, and I went to UCLA, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went to law school, and believe me when I tell you that it was the greatest time in my life. Anyway, when I got out of law school, we had some family tragedies, but I decided that I got a job for a record industry trade publication that wanted a journalist who was in the law school, so that they could decipher the lawsuits between, let's say, the Eagles were suing their manager, or so the readership. So during that time, I noticed the records were pretty shitty, and I thought, man, even a guy who doesn't know anything about making a record can do this. So I decided that I was going to produce a record and then probably go back and spend the rest of my life trying to pass the bar. Right. So what I'm saying to you is I made a conscious decision to be Jeff Weber, the record producer. And I approached 3 guys. Wow. And I said, hey, man, I'm Jeff Weber. I'm a record producer, and I want to do this thing with you. I want to make a record with you. And, I didn't really know what to say if they said, hey, have we heard anything you might have done? But they're musicians. So the first thing they said is, well, how much? How much do we get? And of course, because I didn't know anything, I said, what do you want? And they told me, and because I didn't know anything, I said, sure. Then I went to a record company. I went to a manufacturing company in St. Louis that made products that, record care cleaning products. And said, hey, make a record, treat it as a marketing approach, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And they said, okay, write us a proposal. This sounds good. And I didn't know what that meant. I wrote a term paper. I was just finished with law school. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And so then I turned it in, and, I told them I'd make $1,600 for working on the record for 6 months. I figured, because I was still living at home. I figured that was jackpot for me. So they said, okay, let's do it. And that's when the trouble began, because I actually had to figure it out. And of course, the 3 guys, the leader was the piano player, and he called and said, so what are we doing? What are we going to record? And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, the thought was, well, how the hell do I know? And the second thought was, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do songs that you already know, where I don't have to talk. People won't know that you're really an idiot if you keep your mouth shut.
Wow.
Right? So, and then I got another call from the guy. Goes, where are we recording this? And I thought, oh, yeah, I guess I need something to record. So I looked recording studios up in the phone book, where they had those back then. And I saw this dog in front of the gramophone, the RCA dog. That was like RCA Studios. And I thought, oh, hey, we'll just do that. So I called over there and I said, hey, I'm Jeff Weber, the producer, and I want a tour. Like, what would I possibly know? Yeah. Even, so they showed me, the recording console, which to the uninitiated is just a bunch of red and green and blue buttons and things that move up and down, and, those big, humongous, monstrous speakers and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, great. What do I know? And they said, well, who's your engineer? And I'm thinking, jeepers creepers, for the amount of money you want, doesn't this come with an engineer? It's like, buying a car with no steering wheel. Gotta come with. So they said, most people bring their own engineers. And so I said, so who do you recommend? Because I don't know anything about this. And they recommended somebody. Anyway, we did this record a different way. And the label said, let's do 2 records next year. I'm living at home. I'm thinking, uh-oh, now what? I call home. My mom answers the phone. Mom, I'm not sure about this, but I think I'm actually in the record business. There was a pregnant pause, and she says, you're an idiot. And so I'm thinking, this cannot be my mom. These are the people, my parents support me and everything like that. I call back. My dad answers the phone. And I say, Dad, I think I'm in the record business. He says, hold on. And he comes back and says, your mom thinks you're an idiot and the post office is hiring.
Wow.
Oh,
And so, it's been like that ever since. We're independent. We work on these things one at a time, and I love capturing a performance rather than manufacturing. So most of my work is done live in the studio with the finest musicians on the planet and the best studios. Because that's I'm an audiophile, and I want the emotion of a live performance to be heard in a recorded environment. And I just think it's a lot of fun. And when you walk into a room and you see the drummer with Beyonce, the bass player with Prince, the guitar player who's the MD for Josh Groban, the musical director for Ariana Grande, who's your keyboard player.
Wow.
And, the percussionist is with the Emotions and Dave Matthews and the, Earth, Wind and Fire. You're going to get fired up.
Well,
that's some talent, man.
And so over the course of time, you develop relationships with these people. And I'm very old school. I know that if everybody is tense, it's because the producer is tense.
Right.
If everybody is relaxed and having a good time, the producer is relaxed and having a good time.
Right.
So for me, I put together an all-star band to give my new artists credibility. So there's a psychological approval of that new artist that no one knows because I put together this all-star band. And so the response is, oh, she must be good. Look who's in her band.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
That's victory number one. Victory number two is let's check her out. Why is that important? 100,000 songs are being released every day. So you have to rise above the noise.
Wow.
So the whole philosophy is a psychological approval even before you listen.
Wow.
Right? So then you listen to it. And you know that all these guys are on this, and you're going to be predisposed to liking it. So the psychological approval is just like what happens when you listen to a song for the first time and your body tells you you love that or move on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and so these are things that I tell my artists that, hey, listen, we have a great band. So it's going to take less time in the studio, which means less money, but we're also going to use it as in a marketing and promotional way as well. You know? And because I'm old school and I like to have fun, a lot of times I know that my some of the musicians that I use, they like wine. They don't drink during the session, but so but I always, Tony, you know me, I'm a weird guy, and so I'll put a bottle of wine by the chair of these musicians, but I can't let it go just like that. So I have to show them that I'm a sophisticate in the wine world. So I scotch tape a straw to the bottle.
Oh my God.
Now you can imagine when you walk in and you see a bottle of really great wine with a straw, it's going to set the tone.
It will. It totally will. Well, here's always thank you for sharing. I love stories of how people get involved in this. I mean, you are so knowledgeable on this. You should write a book.
Yes.
Which I think
that book.
I think you did write a book.
Oh, you got to tell us, hey.
So you like that segue?
Yeah, I like that. And that book is what? What's the name of the book?
The book is called You Sound Amazing.
Amazing, yes.
Single lie of the music business. And
there it is, y'all. Yeah. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
How do they purchase that, Jeff?
Actually, I think it's available on Amazon, or we'll have it. You can email me, and
Ariel, if you're out there, can we just pop that up, the name and Amazon?
Yeah,
and everything?
She's gonna pop all that up. You Sound Amazing, Jeffrey Weber. Yeah, that's not
illustrated. It's
is that your photo? Is that your photo, Jeff?
It was supposed to be my photo, but he's much better looking.
No, really upset about that. He got more wrinkles than you do, though.
That's right, but he's squinting. You know?
So Jeff, tell us. So what was the inspiration behind the book, and what is this book?
The book is filled with anecdotes, stories, lists, jokes, cartoons, drawings about our business. I mean, the book opens with a cartoon of a record executive, just, you know, kind of like this. He's on the phone, and with his other hand, it's well into the waste paper basket, right? And the caption reads, "Of course, Mike, we got your music right in front of us."
That's
So, you know, and it's all like that. It's the silliness. So for those who love music, as an example, I even have a glossary of terms so people who don't know music can understand. I'm sure you may have heard the term perfect pitch, for example. Perfect pitch. Oh, that singer.
right.
Well, unfortunately, that's not the true technical definition of that term. If you look in my book, you'll discover that perfect pitch is the ability to throw a clarinet into the toilet without hitting the rim. Perfect pitch. See,
that's a perfect pitch.
Silly, you know, and you know there are silly. There's jokes in there like this saxophone player drives home really late from a gig, and he lives in San Francisco, which is known for people breaking into the cars, and he's so tired he leaves his saxophone in the back seat. He wakes up the next morning and he's so freaked out that somebody had broken in and stolen his saxophone. He rushes out, and sure enough, the back window was broken in. And he looked inside, and somebody had thrown another saxophone in there.
Wow.
It's just silliness.
That sound, but you know, it all makes sense though, because when I was a recording artist, it's all coming back to me, because they probably was doing the same thing, you know, just giving me a little bit here, and
there's truth and tragedy in every joke, in every story, in everything. But the music business is a small business, and we're huggers. When we see other musicians that we haven't seen before, we embrace, and it's a family, you know.
Yes.
You may not have seen this person or something like that. I'll tell you a project that I'm working on right now, which basically, this is the first time anyone has ever heard about it.
Cool. We're getting an exclusive.
This is exclusive. Look out.
An exclusive from Jeff Weber today.
It is kind of an exclusive. So one of the projects I'm working on right now, which is a really big one, is a reimagining, a modernization of the song "We Are the World," because we are in such a divided time.
Yeah.
Our country is divided. Every country is divided. So we are going to do a reimagining of "We Are the World" in 12 different countries, utilizing the most famous singers of each one of those countries, past, present, and future.
Wow.
With the indigenous instruments of those countries wherever possible. Because when we did the original "We Are the World," or when that was done, it was done in the United States, which really isn't the world. So now we want to carry that message, and we want to have a charity in every country that gets the benefits of those sales, probably devoted to an overall concept. And this one would be ending world hunger. And so that's the idea. And we'll do something here, but we want to do something great for people.
Yes.
Have it sound great. And I've already put together the band. So the band is right now is the drummer with the Ringo Starr All-Star Band, Greg Bissonette. The bass player is currently the bass player with Elton John, Matt Bissonette. The guitar player is Tara Cocconi, who's the MD with Josh Groban. And we're going to have a rapper, because rap and hip hop is the most popular music right now. We should embrace that. And so all of these things are going to go into creating a kind of a contemporary modern version. And then when we go to each country, we're going to look for, let's say, the Quincy Jones of that country to arrange.
That's great.
And do these.
Wow.
For example, in China and in Taiwan, I'm using a really wonderful film composer who spent 17 years in the United States. So she knows both Western instruments and Eastern instruments. And we're going to do a symphony of that song,
Wow.
And so all of these things are meant to carry the message that we may be divided today, but we are not divided as a people.
Right.
And we need more of that. We need more of this coming together. And if you believe, like we do, that music is the universal language, and it does unite, and then maybe we're onto something.
Man, man, dude, Jet,
Wow.
man, you're a lot
God
wiser
bless
than
you.
you.
God bless you.
Ooh, that's hot. That's
It's going to be
hot.
amazing.
That's hot.
Yeah, well, creative people, putting their energy and their attention to really giving back and helping. I mean, that is, as you said before, that is the universal language.
It really is.
And that outside the box, just the creative way to touch people and unite is honestly, I believe, through music. And God bless you, man. That's a wonderful thing to do. More minded people like you, man, we could change this world.
You see, I'm around good company, wisdom. So
you're smart.
Now what I want to say too, Jeff, is that you audience out there, you can find Jeff's book. Let me see. I got this. You can find the link to get the book in the comments and the bio of this video. So in the comments and the bio of the video, you can get where to get Jeff's book at.
I think it's on Amazon too.
Yeah, it's on Amazon too. So when we had you on, Jeff, I don't know if you saw it, but people know who you are and they know how to reach you and connect. Is there anything, Jeff, you'd like to say before we wrap up this beautiful Sunday, man? Because it's so good to see you. I'll be
enjoyed the conversation too.
Yeah,
fun.
I'm really pleased, and I do want to talk just briefly about the NAMM show.
Okay.
The NAMM show is the National Association of Music Merchants, and imagine every single musical instrument under one roof, every drum, every bass, every electric guitar, every violin, all demonstrating their products at the same time. Wow. So it's pretty loud. Cool. And anyway, at the NAMM show, there's a lot of educational components, a lot of people speaking. I'll be speaking as a prelude to our seminar in Las Vegas on July 8th, the seminar with Tony, but my special guest will be Prodigal Son, where we're going to talk about rising above the noise. And for all artists, you need to know that. You need to know how to find your audience because there's no core to the music business anymore. So it's all about getting your piece of the pie. And Prodigal and I will talk, and we'll introduce Tony and invite people to the Alexis Park Hotel on July 8th when we're going to do the 10 biggest lies of entertainment.
Yeah.
We could do those 10 biggest lies every day for the rest of our lives. There's so many of them. but the biggest lie, of course, was that you? You wrote that? Oh man, that was amazing.
Right.
Because just is.
Hey, that's awesome. Where's the NAMM show going to be? Just in case.
It's in Anaheim.
Okay.
It's 3 days in about a week.
Yes. I'll be seeing you, brother. And we're gonna go eat, we're gonna eat at our favorite restaurant.
What restaurant's that?
La Petite Fleur.
Yeah, it's in Hollywood. It's on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I've been there before actually.
Yeah, the guy who owns it, he's from France. And during COVID, the community kept him open.
Yeah.
Is it him and his wife?
I just met the
yeah, I know.
I've never talked to his wife or whatever, but he is so amazing. I mean, every big deals happen there.
Oh yeah.
When the tour bus comes by, they always come by there because that's where people. It's just Hollywood's favorite French restaurant, and their food is
free parking.
Yeah. So Jeff,
free parking. Yes.
Yeah. So Jeff, thank you so much. As I said before, I really enjoyed the conversation. So as far as knowing if you can sing or you can't sing, because I'm somebody, it's one of those things I would love to do. I've tried it. I don't know if I have the ear.
Doug, wait a minute, Doug, are you setting us up for an audition?
No, I can't sing.
Yeah.
I tried it, but what I mean, how do like
Right.
is it? You know, you watch American Idol and people get on there and they're belting it out and they think they sound wonderful, and it's the cover of your book. They're going like this.
That's right. That's right. Well, look, aside from whether a singer is good or not, if they have passion and they have commitment and they understand, I tell everybody, if you understand what sacrifice, what energy, what money it takes to be really bad, if you can get up to being really crappy, then you'll know what it takes to be really good.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love that. That's a great answer.
You just have to get up to being really shitty, and then you might know what it takes to be really great. But if with me, you need passion and you need commitment, and that's all you need. I don't need somebody that's a great singer. I need somebody that needs to be a great singer.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
That's a great way to close. Well, Jeff, man.
Thank you.
Love you so much, man. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend with our audience. Hey, guys, it's Fit Over 50 brought to you every Sunday at 8 a.m. with Doug and myself. We're going to keep bringing it to you raw, uncut. And you can reach us at...
Pop it up.
Ta-da!
And we
see, I got this mind thing going on. Yeah,
we
special shout out to our production people, boy, Ariel Shaw and
thank you, Ariel.
Oh my goodness,
you guys go like this, and you think I go like this.
Okay, see, hey, but it's still the same head, brother. But anyway, Jeff, we want to thank you, man. I want to thank you.
Really enjoyed it,
my heart, brother, and I hope that you can come on again. We also have the 10 Biggest Lies show that we're going to actually do, where we're going to talk about all music. We'll have Jeff and Prodigal and musicians and everybody on the show as well. So be prepared for that. Again, hey, thank you, Doug. I love you, man. Love you, Jeff.
My punctilious partner of salubrious activities, Mr. Tony Hill. Love you, man.
Hey, Doug, I need you to spell that. I'm gonna put it on a t-shirt.
we have to.
Yeah, all right, brother. Hey, so you guys have a nice Sunday, and I'll see you soon, Jeff.
Love y'all, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy that Sunday.
Thank you, Doug. Tony, as always, love you. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Work them arms, work them legs, strong